Every chiropractor wants more referrals, but very few of them know how to inspire those referrals. And even fewer know how to inspire referrals with what I call referral intensity. So, what do I mean by referral intensity? Well, you have to stick around for that information. But we will be getting to referral intensity today on the show. Welcome to Coffee with Dr. Scott. Thanks for stopping by and checking it out. Whether you're watching this live or on the replay, if you're watching live, make sure you hit that little thumbs up button. If you're watching on the replay, make sure you hit that little thumbs up button. Again, we are going to be talking about referral intensity. We're working on referral mastery on Thursdays for Coffee with Dr. Scott. Throughout this entire coronavirus situation, no matter how long it lasts, every Thursday we're working on inspiring more referrals. Last week I introduced the 6 C's of referral mastery. I can review those with you here in a little bit. Well, cost, convenience, comfort, control, compassion, and competence. So those are the 6 C's. And we're going to be going through each one of those one at a time as we come up here. But there's still a little bit more setup that I want to do as far as referral and referral mastery is concerned. But before we get there, question of the day. Where is it? Right there. Who's your favorite comic or movie superhero? You know, when I put this question together, I thought it was an easy answer for me. It was always the Hulk. The Incredible Hulk is what I... Now that things have changed in the Marvel universe, if you're Marvel fans, the Incredible Hulk doesn't seem as incredible anymore. Last 2 movies, he got beat up and wasn't a formidable foe for Thanos. So I'm trying to think if I need to change my favorite superhero. Anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and say the Incredible Hulk. Back in the old days, before Thanos whooped his butt, and he stopped acting that way. So anyways, put your favorite comic superhero, and actually it'd be fun if you put it in a GIF form down below in the comments. I'll go answer it for myself here later. So if you want to put in a GIF of your favorite comic superhero, put that in the comments down below. But let's get right to the activity today because... I want to make sure that we're getting the referrals that we want out of life. So one thing I want to make very, very clear, and I mentioned it last week, but is the importance of referrals. When I say that, when I just said that, you were probably all like, duh, of course they're important. And I would agree with you. However, as I traveled around the country, I say traveled in past tense because I'm not traveling right now, obviously. I don't want to be in a big old metal tube with a bunch of strangers right now. Anyways, as I traveled around the country and I would ask people about referrals, it was always like an afterthought for people. It's like, I know I don't get very many referrals. I'm going to work on that. Doctors were so busy trying to get more new patients that they didn't focus on referrals. And I always thought that was backwards. And I always try to explain that to clients, that referrals are the most important. Work on those first before you start going to any Facebook advertising, anything of that nature. I could spend days talking about that concept. But referrals, if you look at your practice, and I can tell you from evaluating over 700 practices, seeing their stats in every one of those cases, knowing what referrals were compared to new patients, referrals are the quintessential measurement of your effectiveness in practice. Referrals will tell you how well you are doing in practice. The more referrals you get, the more sustainable your practice is. The more referrals you get, the better you're taking care of your current patients. Whereas that's not the case with new patients. If you get 40 new patients a month and there's 0 referrals, I can tell you right now that your regular patient base is not all that thrilled with you. I know that's a bold statement, but I've seen it so many times. Before we can even talk about referrals, we've got to talk about where is everybody right now? Why do you need referrals or new patients in the first place? If you think about how many new patients you've had in your career, where are they? Where is everybody? And if you can't answer that question, which I know you can't, because none of them called you up and said, hey, I'm done. Like, here are the reasons that I don't want to come into your practice anymore. I wish they would, right? At least then you could work with that. But the thing is, patients don't leave your practice. Patients drift from your practice. And they drift. I say they drift because when they leave the last time, they don't know it's the last time. They think they're coming back, and you think they're coming back, and then they drift. Something comes up, and you just become lower of importance. And you get put on the list. right? The list of things that they're going to do sometime, the list of things they're going to do when they win the lottery, the list of things they're going to do when they have the time or their kids are out of school or whatever it might be. You get put on that list, and you don't want to be on that list. You have a list, right, of things that you're going to get to at some point. Maybe you're getting to them right now during the coronavirus downtime. Maybe you're like me and all the projects around the house are getting done. But you get put on a list. So getting referrals means you're keeping your patients happy. And that's what the 6 C's of referral mastery are all about, is giving the patients what they want. People drift from your practice because they're not getting what they want. And if you were able to reach out and contact them, they wouldn't even be aware of that. It's just a matter of the fact that they didn't get what they wanted from your practice. And maybe they didn't get it from the next practice they went to, or maybe they didn't get it from the next store that they went to. But they just know they weren't getting what they wanted from your office, and that's why they drift. People with high referral intensity, which we're about to get to, chiropractors with high referral intensity, offices with high referral intensity, have a lot less drift. Referral intensity refers not only to the number of referrals that you're getting, but it also applies to the intensity with which you get them, and also the intensity of the growth in the practice. Referral intensity comes when you're getting so many referrals in your practice that you're feeling pressure to expand. When you can't keep up with the volume, and you're not doing, you could be doing marketing as well. I recommend a 50-50 balance of new patients and referrals. That's where I have found the optimum to be. But when you're getting so many referrals that you feel a pressure to expand, that's referral intensity. The other thing I like to talk about in referral intensity is how your patient refers. You might be getting a few referrals. And again, I see this in stats all the time. Docs who are getting, if you're getting less than 5 referrals a month, there's something wrong. And I've seen doctors who get 40 new patients a month and less than 5 of them are referrals. They're doing all their marketing. And again, that's a case, let me explain that, go off on a tangent real quick. Let's say you're doing Groupon, just to use it as an example, and you're getting 40, 50 new patients a month, new patients who don't even convert. You're spending so much time and energy focused on them that you're not taking as good a care of your patients as you could be. Meanwhile, the chiropractors who take focus on their patients, give them what they want, focus on the 6 C's that we're going to be going over here in referral mastery, they get that referral intensity. So again, that's why I say too many new patients actually can be a bad thing in the sense that you're not able to take care of patients the way they want to be taken care of, and therefore you don't get the referral intensity. So if you're getting less than 5, you got a problem, call me. If you're getting 5 to 10 referrals a month, I would venture to say that when someone asks your patients if they know a good chiropractor, they give them your name. Yeah, my guy's okay. My girl's okay. But there's not much intensity there. If you're getting 10 to 15 referrals per month, most likely if someone says, hey, do you know a good chiropractor? They are firmly giving your name. Yeah, my guy's good. Go check him out. 15 to 20 referrals per month, and your patient is wholeheartedly recommending you. Someone says, hey, do you know a good chiropractor? Yes, you need to go to my chiropractor. They are absolutely the best. You got to get in there. 20 and above is where the key is. That's where referral intensity happens, and this is the referral intensity I'm talking about and what we want to strive for during this referral mastery process. 20 and above referrals per month, and your patient is not just waiting for someone to ask. They are going out and grabbing people and offering your name to them and saying, you need to be in a chiropractor's office, you need to be in my chiropractor's office, and here, let me pick up the phone right now and make you an appointment. That's the referral intensity that we're looking for. I refer to it as being like CrossFit. They have the jokes like, how do you know someone does CrossFit? Well, they'll tell you. You want that in your practice. How do you know someone goes to your practice? Well, they'll tell you. You want them to be out there being ambassadors for your practice. That is the referral intensity that we are looking for. And the epitome of that referral intensity is what we call the same-day referral. And this happened a lot in my practices back in the day, which was a long time ago, but I didn't have a cool little term for it back then. We didn't call it the same-day referral. We celebrated it, but we didn't have a name for it. It wasn't until about 6-7 years ago that I was with a practice who had way more same-day referrals than I ever had. And it was so impressive that when he first hired me and told me to come out to his practice, it was up in the Northeast. I don't want to give away too much with it, but in the Northeast practice, I had a pre-meeting with the staff, and the staff told me that this happened at least 2 or 3 times a day, and that was their issues. They just didn't feel like they could keep up. They felt a big pressure to expand, and they wanted more efficient systems, which we got for them, and they actually ended up improving their efficiency by 30%. It's just about a month after I left. It was a really cool situation. Anyways, getting some referrals that they explained this phenomenon to me. So when I went out there to watch it, I went up front and just kind of listened to the phone just to make sure I saw a couple of them happening. And it was amazing. This doctor did such a great job of inspiring referrals during day one, and also inspiring referrals with intensity, that 3 times while I was there, again, this happened twice a day, but it happened 3 times when I was there. Doctor sees about 5 to 6 new patients a day. And at least 2 or 3 of them will, before they leave the office, but during that first day, they leave the office, before the end of the day, somebody will call in saying that new patient referred them. Those patients were going out into the parking lot and calling people and telling them they need to get in this chiropractor. And then a friend or spouse or family member would call in that same day. That's the same day referral. I've had a few of my clients here just recently say that they've gotten those with spouses, and that's fairly common. That's a little easier one, but I want you to get that across the board. I want you to shoot for same day referrals. I want you to be so good at the 6 C's of practice that you become what we talked about last week, which is a consumerist. You're so good at giving patients what they want. You're so good at fulfilling their needs that they want everybody to come into your office. And I told you last week, patients come in wanting to refer like that. Patients come into your office wanting, like predisposed to giving you the referral. They want to do it. They want to tell everybody they know about you, as long as you give them what they want. But if there's the slightest thing that's off, then it's just like everywhere else, and they're not going to go out there and drag people into your office. So we're looking to create that referral intensity over these next several weeks. We're looking to inspire same-day referrals. And I really feel like anybody can do it with the right systems in place, but it's always a system. We talked yesterday in Perfect Case Acceptance about it being a system, and we've got to put those things in order. We've got to get these 6 C's layered out so that every patient that comes in your office gets what they want, gets what they need, and is inspired to refer, is allowed to refer, is able to do what they came in wanting to do anyway. So that is our goal over these next, however long it's going to take us. That was the wrong button. That was just something I was playing with. Anyways, we were working next week. I'm going to talk about consumerism versus practicism. I mentioned it last week, and I kind of explained the fact that being a consumerist means giving the patient what they want. So I'm going to really break that down next week. I want to make sure that you stop by next Thursday. We're going to really get into consumerist versus practicism. Neither one of those is a word, by the way. I made those up. Being a consumerist, giving the patient what they want, versus being a practicist, really putting the practice to suit your own needs, which doesn't make the patients happy and doesn't inspire referral intensity. So that is our goal next week. And then after that, we're going to get into the 6 C's. We're going to work on cost. We're going to work on convenience. We're going to work on comfort, then control, compassion, and competence, both interpersonal and clinical. So you're not going to miss the Thursdays. I think every day I say it's my favorite day, but I get really jazzed about referrals. I get really jazzed about referral intensity. I get really jazzed about same-day referrals. So we're going to have a lot of fun in the referral mastery portion of this on Thursdays. Make sure you put your favorite comic or superhero, movie or superhero, comic or movie superhero in the comments down below. Give me that thumbs up. There's also a link down below to join High Performance Chiro 2.0, an old High Performance Chiro group I got hacked and don't have access to anymore. Join the new group. And hey, if you want to be, my daughter's teacher always tells her, don't read ahead. If you want to be like my daughter and read ahead, because she does, even if she's told not to. If you want to read ahead, I also put a link down below to the Referral Mastery ebook that I put together last year. I know that there's 2019 in the link. I'm aware of it. I'm just not willing to change it. But if you want that ebook, you can put that, click that link down below and go get that ebook and kind of read ahead and get ahead of this situation for Referral Mastery. All right, y'all have a great day.